Alright, the first thing we're going to do on this carburetor is I'm going to take this here hook off. We don't want to lose it. We'll take note that the small end of the hook will go in the hole just like so. So let's take him out. Next thing we're going to do is going to take 4 screws off of the top of this here carburetor. One there, 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 and there. This is going to be a T25. I've already broken them loose, so when I get these screws out, we'll catch you guys in the next shot. And that's what the screw is going to look like. Now we're going to remove the top assembly of this here carburetor. It's called an air horn. Should have the float attached. I had to break it loose, you know, as far as the gasket. Now if we look at that, and the float level is off just a tad because that distance across in here, this gap across there, that should be parallel, although I did not have any issues as far as in, you know, it overflowing, anything like that in the fuel bowl chamber. So let's set him aside. As you can see down in there, I do have a little bit of crud. I don't see any water though, nothing like that, but it looks like it is a little bit dirty down in there. So let's go for the next thing, tear our next thing down here, which will be this here fuel pump. Alright, fuel pump cover on this particular type of carburetor, it's got 3 bolts, 1/4 inch nut driver is what I'm using to take them off. Once I get these here bolts out, then I'll catch you guys in the next shot. Now the 3 bolts are out. You got to be very careful trying to hold all of this together. There are 3 springs in here. One's a diaphragm spring, fairly large spring, but the other 2 springs are the valve springs, and they are very tiny. So I'm just going to come back very slowly. We're going to lay this thing down here. Now, as you can see, right there, there's one of the valve springs right there sitting on the boss, the spring boss. The other spring, which is just like it, is behind this here diaphragm. And as you can see, there he is right there. So you got to be careful. Of course, I'm going to be replacing all of this anyway. There's our diaphragm cup. Here's our diaphragm spring. Then we're going to lay him over there. And let me get something to ease these springs out of here. So what I'm doing here to get this spring out is I put a dab of, just a little dab of grease on the end of the screwdriver, and I touch the spring. So I'm going to lift it out, and I'm going to set him over here on the paper towel. And by the way, it's a good idea to maybe use a paper towel, something that's got a nice bright white color. This will give you a good contrast, you know, to finding your parts. So there's that other spring, and I'm going to lay him down over here. Okay. So this is the back side of it. Okay. I'll give you a good look at it. Let me get a pick. See if we can't get this gasket out of there. So there's a gasket, goes up next to the cover. And also, by the way, if you notice that there's two gaskets, this is one goes next to the cover, and there's also another diaphragm. So there's two of them. This is one diaphragm, and then there's another one, as we pointed out earlier, which is right here. I'm going to be screwing out this plug. A 5/8 wrench will take care of that. I've already broken it loose. As you can see, there's an O-ring on there. And if you can see down in there, there's the main jet. And I'm going to see if we can take that thing out. Okay, I got it broken loose. It's a 3/16 Allen wrench. Let's see if we can just screw this thing on out. And that's what he looks like. Pretty small. Hole does look to be, yep, the hole is clear. I'm looking through it now. I know you guys can't see it, but I can see light through the hole. Very small hole. Next, I'm going to be removing this here mixture. Oh, not a mixture, but just an idle jet here. It's a fixed idle jet. And I'll give you a close-up of that. You can see there's a hole that goes all the way through. There are holes. There's a hole on the side, and that appears to be free. But of course, we're going to clean all this up. I don't believe I showed you the bottom of the carburetor, so we'll flip that over. As you can see, we have a gasket here that goes on the throttle base. So we're just going to go ahead and we'll pull that off, and that's what he looks like. Now let's go back to our air horn assembly with the float. We're going to be sliding out this here hinge pin. And then we lift the float straight up with this needle valve. As you can see, so you can see how it is. Now once you take off the hinge pin and get it out, then you could take this here needle valve rather, and just lift it off. So you can see how it's hooked on, and just slide it off of that tab. Now after you do that, then you want to take it and you want to shake it to make sure that you don't have any pinholes in this float. So I'm going to do that. I just did it up next to my ear. I hear absolutely nothing, so this here float is good. I've already broken the gasket loose from the air horn, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it off so you can see now what we have. Okay, so it's now ready to go into the cleaner. But before it goes in there, I want to point out some key elements here that you should be aware of. Now this here is very, very small orifices, passageways that's inside of this here carburetor. Now this right here is an example. There's one there, there's a hole up in there, there is a hole here, and there's a one right down in there. And you can probably, if you can see it, it's very, very small. Passageway down in here. So you want to make sure that you get these things cleaned up. Also keep in mind you want to clean out the passageway, you know, where we had our fixed idle jet here, and we also where we had our main jet. You want to make sure all of these passageways are clean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting this here into mineral spirits. I'm going to let it soak for several hours. I'll show you another cleaner that I'm going to use afterwards. Okay, also right here we have these other passageways that's up in the air horn assembly. These are the matching orifices that's going over back to the other side. So just make sure that all of these things are clean. Now, there are tools available that's designed specifically to clean out passageways that's inside of carburetors, and let me show you an example of that. Now here's an example of some tools that's designed specifically for cleaning out carburetor jets, passageways, small orifices. For example, we have these here that has the nylon bristles on it, and then we also have these over here. And if you want to get down to the really small stuff, then we have these tiny little cleaning tools right here. So I'm going to be also using that. Other thing to keep in mind is that when you're cleaning these passageways and these jets, also use compressed air. Okay, so right now I have all of the parts in the mineral spirits, as you can see, and I am going to let this sit in here for several hours, and then afterwards I'm going to do another cleaning with another product, and let me show you that now. Now this is a carb cleaner here. You know, it will break carbon up. Now I've tried a lot of different ones, but this is the best one that I've found. I bought one can of this stuff and was pretty pleased with it, so I bought a whole case. So after this here is soaked in this mineral spirits for several hours, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start cleaning the gasket off, and I'm going to start using this here carb cleaner. And I'm going to use those tools that I showed you in the final cleaning process along with this here carburetor cleaner to make sure that all of these passageways are clean. In the next video, I will be putting all of this back together with a rebuild kit. I want to thank all of you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.